Good afternoon. I'm Raine Musñgi. This is Newsfeed. Firefighters continue to struggle against raging wildfires in Southern California. Powerful winds expected in the next 24 hours could make the situation worse, fueling extreme fire behavior or turning new sparks into full-blown infernos. The Eaton and Palisades fires are now the second and fourth most destructive wildfires in California's history. It's according to the State Department's Forestry and Fire Protection. In Altadena, CAL FIRE says 3 search and rescue groups consisting of approximately 400 members were deployed to comb through the charred remains of homes. They're looking for hazards and searching for any victims. Meanwhile, new fire 24%.
The last 6 hours, we have seen very little fire growth on this incident, which is a positive. However, it's important to remember, as was just, we are under a flag event, and we'll continue to serve resource priorities. On structure and primarily inline priorities. We've been able to achieve those priorities. We have a large number of resources. We're over 5,000 people at this incident right now, spread across the entirety of this incident and the fire line as well as interior.
Here at home, President Bongbong Marcos is optimistic the Philippines will be able to sustain its strong economic, diplomatic, and defense relations with the U.S. under President-elect Donald Trump's leadership. Marcos had a phone conversation with outgoing U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris on Tuesday. In a statement, Harris said there is bipartisan support within the U.S. Congress in Washington for the strengthening of ties with the Philippines, especially in terms of security, economic prosperity, and people-to-people connections. She also stressed the need to maintain Washington's steadfast support for Manila amid China's continued aggression in the West Philippine Sea. Marcos and Harris met a couple of times in the past. The first was during the Vice President's Manila visit in November 2022. The number of Filipino households experiencing involuntary hunger has jumped to 25.9%, the highest since the COVID-19 pandemic. The Social Weather Station survey for December shows at least 1 out of every 4 Filipino families have experienced being hungry and without food at least once in the previous 3 months. Last month's hunger figure was 3 points higher than the 22.9% recorded in the previous quarter. The resulting full-year 2024 hunger average of 20.2% was nearly double the 2023 annual hunger average and just slightly below the record high in 2020. The non-commissioned fourth quarter 2024 Social Weather Survey interviewed 2,160 adults nationwide. Philippine shares bouncing back to positive territory. That's ahead of key U.S. inflation data on Wednesday that may influence the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. The PSEi index was up by almost 0.5%, closing at 63.30. The main index finished the day as the best performer in Asia. But sectoral indices ended mixed, with property rising the most at 2%, while holding firms had the biggest decline, falling 0.5%. Despite this, decliners still outpaced advancers 100 to 88. Total value turnover stood at 5.4 billion pesos. Today's most active stock also ended mixed. SM Prime Holdings had the biggest gain, rising more than 3%. And before we go, here are today's market winners and losers. Those are the news this hour. I'm Raine Musñgi. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News channel on Free TV Channel 31, Channel 24 on Cignal, and on our website, bnc.ph. Thanks for watching.